Hello, welcome. So it's an exciting day. I've reviewed a few Olight torches. They've sent me sort of camping ones and EDC ones. I asked them if they could send me one of their tougher ones so that I could have a proper play with it. They said yes, and they've sent me this. Now this is from their tactical range, so they're aimed at the sort of military and police market. These are quite expensive. They're supposed to be very tough. So I'll tell you a bit about this one first, right? It has a maximum output of 1500 lumens and a throw of just over 200 meters. So that's pretty impressive for a sort of handheld torch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it out, I'm going to do a little bit of basic testing, and then we'll get on to the fun stuff. Let's see what's in the box. So we get the nice little message. Thank you for being part of our Olight family. Your support is why we do this. Enjoy. Thanks guys. So as usual, packaging for these things is immaculate, as you'd expect from a top of the line torch. So let's see what's in here. That's it. So got the lanyard, got the magnetic charger, and we've got the instruction manual, and here's the torch itself. It comes with this holster which is branded, and it's got kind of a hook part to it and the belt clip. Clip there, and out she comes. So that's nice, that's really well made. And this is the torch itself, M2R Warrior. So we'll take the safety thing out, like you do with all of these. And this is powered by the 18650 rechargeable lithium-ion battery. Right, and we're good to go. It's a beautiful sort of blue glow inside there. That's pretty. So as with all Olights, you get the magnetic tail for charging. That is such a wonderful thing. I've said it many times and I'll keep saying it. I just love that about them. So easy to put on and off. That's a USB recharger. So with this one, the tail also is a silent switch, so that turns it on with no noise. And that's for different tactical situations. And then you've got your normal on and off switch on the top here. You've got the belt clip, as you get with most of these Olight torches, and that's reversible. You can also put it on up the other end of the torch, so you can put it however you want it. You could hang it that way in your shirt pocket. You can hang it that way. You can take it off. You put it on at the other end. And you've got the holes here for the lanyard to go in. So that's all very nice. And it's a beautiful torch. Feels solid in the hand. It's a lovely size. It's a lovely grip to it. You can hold it this way, so your thumb is on this button to activate. You know, it's a nice thing. Now this torch itself weighs 155 grams, which is just over 5 ounces, I think. And there are 6 power settings plus a strobe feature. So you've got your normal moonlight mode right the way up to full power, and then I think there are 5 settings in between. Sort of there's 2 mediums, a high and a low, and then a treble click gives you the strobe for certain tactical situations. And when you use this top button, I think you go straight to full power, which is pretty decent. To activate the strobe, it's 3 clicks on the normal power button. 1, 2, 3. And this is, you know, it's got some weight to it for using it as a bit of a cosh. So what the manufacturers say about this torch is that it's drop resistant to 1.5 meters. It's a waterproof IPX8, and there are no specific claims, but these are supposed to withstand extremes of temperatures, hot and cold. So what I would like to do with this sort of torch is test it to its fullest. So I want to run through the kind of manufacturer's claims first, and then we'll push it and see how far we can go before this starts to break down, which is a shame really, because I quite like it. So first things first, we'll do the drop resistance, shall we? Let's take it outside. So I'm going to measure 1.5 meters and use my shed door as a guide. There you go. This tape measure goes up to 1.5 meters, down to the floor. So we're about there. So we sit about there. That's about 1.5 meters. We're going down onto concrete. I went for the crash. Best of 3. So how do we look? A couple of little dings on the paint, a little bit chipped there, but we're still working. So that's the drop test to the manufacturer's specifications. So let's take it swimming. So, still good to go. Tail switch working. Main switch working. All the power settings are still good to go. Nice. So now what? So, I want to give a shout out to a channel called Wild Camper, because I've seen him do this with torches, and I think it's a good test. It's in the water, in a sealed tub, and I'm now going to put it in the freezer. Speed it up a bit. So we'll give that a few hours, and then we'll break it out in the ice and see if it's still working. Okay, so that's been 5 hours, I think, in the freezer. So we've still got a bit of ice around it. It's a bit fogged up in there. Ice under the clip. Oh, it's certainly cold, but still going. So the batteries lasted okay. So that was on the medium setting, and yeah, it's very cold. And there's a bit more of a drop test there because I just threw it out the top bedroom window. It shattered the dish, but not the torch. So I think drop testing is has been successful, and we've been in extreme cold temperatures. I need to give it some warm temperature now. Okay, we've got a rapid boil and we're going in. Ooh. So just cool it down a little bit. Thought I'd killed it then. No, it's still going. The bottom button isn't doing anything, but maybe that's just moisture in there. This back button wasn't working, but I just unscrewed this and then screwed it back on, and hey presto, we're back in business. So that's the back button and the front button still working perfectly. So I thought I might have damaged it, but it appears, I think, just the sort of the moisture in and around this part had maybe was just interfering with the connection, and having dried it properly, unscrewed it and re-screwed it back up again, seems to be fine. So after day one of testing, what we got to show is a little ding on the paintwork, and that is about it. Oh, a couple of little marks around the tail there. That's okay. Well, good morning. I'm morning, Nelly. I'm down on the farm. So today we're going to do some crush testing. So we're out on a gravel road. It's tarmac and gravel together. It's a tough surface, and I've got the torch laying in the road, and I've had a word with the farmer, and he's coming along shortly with a tractor and trailer full of straw. He's very kindly said he'll run over my torch for me, so I think that'll be a decent test of its strength, because them tractors are not light. So this is not a soft road, this is a hard road with a layer of pebbles on it. I think this could be a bit of a stiff test for it though. I honestly think this may be the end, because I've seen people run over torches and quite often it's on quite a soft surface, but this surface, it's unforgiving. Oh, I can hear a rumbling in the distance. Here he comes. That was all two wheels of the tractor and 2 wheels of the trailer. we are definitely showing signs of wear, but still working, still being able to cycle through the things, and the tail switch is still working fine. That's pretty cool. I was just talking to Mike, the guy driving the tractor. Thank you, Mike. He reckoned on the back of the trailer was 4 ton of straw. The trailer itself probably weighs a couple of ton, and then there's the tractor. So what, 6 ton from the trailer, that's the heavier part. The tractor itself is heavy, but I think the trailer was heavier. So yeah, fair play Olight. And have a proper look. I mean, you can see the marks from the gravel where it was in contact with the ground, but the rest of it looks okay. It's still round, it's not even misshapen. That's mighty impressive. What else can I do to this? So it's possible I've killed that torch, because I threw it in my campfire while it was still flaming, and didn't realise I hadn't pressed record. So I then pressed record and it said low battery, change the battery. So I fiddled about changing the battery, and we're down to hot embers now, and finally managed to get a little bit of footage of it in there, and the light went out. So I've taken it out, chucked a bit of water on it, and I'm just going to let it cool for a while, and then we'll clean it up and have a look at it. So fingers crossed it's still alive, but I'm not sure. So I'll just have a coffee and let this cool down, and as far as I can tell, the back button is stuck, but that could be dirt and stuff in there and grit, so I'm going to clean that out when I get home. It still feels a bit warm, but we're cycling through the settings. That's amazing. It's certainly starting to look like it's seen better days. It's still going. I say this back button, I think there's grit and dirt in this bit that you press, so when I get home I'm going to soak it in water and scrub it, and we'll see what it whether it works again or not. But I'm really impressed with this button. That is amazing. You can still get that off. Oh, it's a bit gritty, but yeah, M2R Warrior, and she certainly is a warrior. It's actually, I'm really starting to get more and more impressed with it. And if you look in there, that is not the cleanest ever anymore, but I think, you know, a bit of love and a bit of scrubbing at home might be okay. So I'm back home. I've given this a clean up. The main button is still working fine, but the back button is a problem. It's stuck. It doesn't push in anymore. As far as I can tell, there's that black rubber ring around that, and I think that is the problem. It's melted, and I think it's melted to the button when it went in the fire. So I think that button has properly had it. I've just been hitting it with something, I was bashing it on the floor trying to get it to move, and nothing's working. So I think that is melted on, or melted in the off position, which is better than being in the on position, I suppose. But the main torch itself, absolutely fine. It does look a bit of a mess now, but you would kind of expect that. I mean, nobody in their right mind would treat a torch this way. So I think, you know, this Warrior torch, it is very well made. I think Olight can pat themselves on the back because I'm really impressed. You know, this has gone above and beyond the manufacturer's specifications. None of the things I was doing today are recommended. You know, we started this doing the recommended thing, which was the waterproof and the drop testing, and it passed them with flying colours. We've then taken it to extremes today, and I finally managed to break something on it, which, albeit, is the secondary button. That is also the charger. When you just stick the charger on, it's not charging, but if you just move it slightly off center, it starts charging again. So it is still working, albeit you have to, you know, employ a bit of leaning and maybe a bit of gaffer tape. But considering it was in a campfire for a good 15 minutes and it's had 6-8 ton of tractor go over it, that is mighty impressive. Fair play, Olight. The M2R Warrior is a strong torch. So, other than, you know, hitting it with a hammer, which I don't really want to do, I think I've come to the end of what I'm going to do to it. I think it deserves, you know, deserves to be recognised as a really tough torch. Anyone can break anything, you know. If I you know, put this on the ground and hit it with a sledgehammer enough times, something will give on it. As far as sort of accidental damage, you know, you could drop it in the fire, you could drop it in a puddle, you could drop it in the road and something run it over. It's not going to hurt this torch, and it's amazing. No other words for it. So if you're thinking about buying one, it's pretty tough. But yes, Olight would not recommend that you put your torch in a campfire or in the freezer or run it over with things. I know that, but they did give me permission to test this to its limit, and it's been a lot of fun. So thanks, Olight, for sending this to me, and thank you guys for watching. I think that's about it. So I'll see you again soon. Bye for now. Okay, so